This video demonstrates how you can combine multiple 3D filters using the new Synchro 5.4 interface. To do that, we'll need to open the 3D Filters window from the Navigator tab and the Filters section from the 3D View Properties tab. Note that the 3D Filters window can be found and activated from other related tabs such as the Assign Resources tab, the 3D tab, and the 4D Review tab. Now let's start by creating some 3D filters. To do that, let's go to the 3D Objects tab, select the exterior wall, and then right-click in the 3D view, Filters, Create Filter from Selected. Let's call this filter Exterior Walls, and then repeat the exact same steps for the stairs. Now we can go back to the 3D Filters window, and choose for example the Stairs filter, and click on either Activate in selected 3D view or Activate in all 3D views. By default, this will isolate the filtered 3D objects and hide everything else, but we can change that from the filter options and make it so that the unfiltered objects are visible in a semi-transparent blue color, for example. We can also edit the color of the filtered objects, in that case the stairs, and change it, for example, to a darker shade of blue. Now let's scroll up and see what happens when we activate our other newly created filter, the Exterior Walls filter. Since the default operation between simultaneously activated filters is an AND operation, we'll notice that none of the objects in the model pass the filtering requirement, and that switching that operation to an OR operation will show both the exterior walls and the stairs as filtered objects. We can change the hierarchy between 3D filters using the arrows in the 3D View Properties tab to determine which filter's color scheme governs over the other in a specific 3D view. Now let's create a third filter that hides the front face of the building, for example. To do that, we can select the front face of the building from 3D view, and then right-click Filters, Create Filter from Selected. But this time, we'll set the filtered objects to not be visible and the unfiltered objects to be visible in their original color. And now when we activate the filter and move it to the top of the list, we'll be able to see how the exterior walls look like while being able to see the interior construction of the building. We can slowly scrub the focus time through the Gantt chart to visualize the construction sequence, and notice that in this case it would be easier to notice the exterior walls if the color of their filters was set to a solid green, for example. Of course, you can deactivate a filter from a specific 3D view by just clicking on the red X in the 3D view properties. And if you like a specific combination of 3D filters that you'd like to easily reproduce later on, you can save that as a viewpoint. However, make sure that the 3D filters checkbox is checked when saving that viewpoint.